Jeff Kuhn and my mom also called the Kent County Sheriff's Department and filed a police report against me. So we're gonna break that down as well. So this is just a quick visual of how I think the phone call went down. Obviously, he has my mom do it because it's a lot more compelling to people when it's coming directly from my mom's mouth, right? So it's like, okay, this mom is saying this about her daughter, not the stepdad bitching about the stepdaughter, right? So like I said, this is all about public perception for them. So Wednesday afternoon, June 14, 2023, I received a phone call from Kent County Sheriff's Department Officer Mike Lamsma. I recorded it, so I'm just going to play it, and then I'll put up the police report that Lamsma wrote after this and go through that in a separate video.
Yeah.
Okay. Evidently, she indicated that you were putting some inflammatory stuff online. Can you tell me a little bit about that? From your your vantage point, your view.
Who is saying this?
Your mother, Carolyn.
I'm not. I mean, what is she trying to?
Well, I'm just trying to get your vantage point on this. Evidently, you're putting some inflammatory stuff online about child sexual predator, this, that, and the other thing. So I'm just trying to get your point of view on this, ma'am, because obviously there's two sides to a story.
Correct. Yep, and I appreciate that. I'm estranged from my mom and her husband. It's been a very rocky relationship with her for, my entire childhood and onward. I graduated from Forest Hills Northern. It's the school district, or in the school that both of them teach at. They teach at the middle school. I graduated in 2014, went to Michigan State in 2018, graduated, got my degree, got a job at Miller Johnson, working as a legal assistant out of college, and then got my own apartment and have had my single bedroom apartment downtown Grand Rapids ever since. So I'm removed from them. I don't have, I'm not in their day-to-day in any way, shape, or form. It came to my attention. A lot of events took place. My stepfather has always been very, very controlling and of everyone, my mom, myself, his kids included. I, however, being that I'm not under his roof, nor have I, he doesn't really have that power over me. So he's a little bit fixated on trying to destroy me. And I came across some things that they had a hand in orchestrating a framing and a setup to get me fired at my job. I was a paralegal. I moved across the street to Hen Westbrown's law firm, paralegal, worked for Andrew Cassini. I got fired out of the blue. There had been a whole staged frame job that I, apparently they said that I wrote this letter impersonating a private investigator, exposing an affair between the managing member partner and the office manager at the firm. I had no idea there was an affair, let alone did I write this letter, that it was just egregious. But that became an absolute nightmare. I pursuing wrongful termination
Okay.
against firm. And so she, I mean, in the midst of all of this, I shared my story. The stuff going on is, you know, abuse thrives in silence, and, you know, this kind of underhanded smear campaign, you know, type mobbing and harassment, you know, they rely on the mushroom theory of management, right? Like, plant them in the dark, feed them shit, and then chop it. You know, you just make people don't know. You can't have information sharing. So it got to a point where I was forced to, start sharing my story publicly. And, you know, of course, the wrongdoers do have issues in that. But, you know, the legal avenue for rectifying anything you feel is defamatory is through a defamation lawsuit, which, if they had it, I promise you they would bring it, but they don't. They don't have the grounds for it. The truth is an absolute defense.
Okay, all right, okay. I'm just going to cut you off here. Basically, just the long and short, all right, whatever you're posting online, obviously your parents, your mom and your stepdad don't like it.
I would have, yeah.
All right, and I realize that there's the First Amendment that a lot of times you can kind of post what you want. Just realize that if this kind of stuff continues and they continue to start filing reports with our agency, after a certain amount, we're going to be able to go to the prosecutor's office and potentially seek harassing communications via telecommunication device against you. And I don't want it.
I'm not directing any of the
and I don't want it to go down that road. I really don't.
I understand. I'm well versed in the this type of I'm not directing any of the communication towards them. I don't have them on anything. I'm not sending it to them. So that it's not harassing communication, and if it's true, it's true. I've never posted anything false. I've never done anything that would warrant defamatory action or it's not harassing communication. It's, you know, so it's abusers that are frantically scrambling to try to silence, oppress, and bully their a victim, me, into silence and submission by weaponizing every legal avenue they have, which isn't many at all. They can bring a civil lawsuit for defamation. I welcome that, honestly, because a lot of you know, crucial information would get put out on the table in the discovery process. And I'm fully confident. I know that I'm not defaming anyone. So realistically, it's not an option for them. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I would imagine that the people that do horrible things hate that their actions are getting exposed, but it's not the person shining the light on the darkness. It's, you know, the darkness is the problem. It's their actions. I mean, it's not me making things up.
All right. I'm just going to quick summarize what you told me, but like I said, I would caution you on the way that this is going, all right? Okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, you have yourself a great Wednesday, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Bye.
So, essentially summed up, the new baseline and standard for what qualifies as a crime, like what we're defining a crime as, put it on the books, it's a strict test of whether or not Jeff Kuhn likes what you're saying. If it doesn't tickle his fancy, crime. Crime. Police are involved. Law enforcement's in that bitch. You're cooked. And I just didn't know that. I didn't know that that's how we were operating. So, learn something new every day, but, you know, I think it's important that everybody knows that, because I don't know if it's common knowledge or not. Kim Jong-KUHN, New World Order.